Okay, hello everyone, good afternoon. I'm Yu Li. I'm currently an assistant professor in the Chinese University of Hong Kong. I studied at KAUST from 2015 to 2020. I obtained my master's degree in 2016 and a PhD in 2020, both majoring in computer science. First of all, I'd thanks a lot to the web organizer, especially Lee and Warden, for bringing me back here. Actually, it's not an easy journey. My Saudi visa was rejected 3 times, an even larger number than my US visa applications. And also thanks to GA, Lee, and Warden, we finally made it. A few years ago, I was a student like you, sitting downstairs listening to the speakers. Now I became a speaker here, standing on the stage and giving a presentation to you. I'd like to talk about how I became you and how eventually I became the current me. Back in 2014, I was a college student at University of Science and Technology of China. So that university has a kind of tradition. Roughly 35% of the students would study overseas, and most of them will go to the US. So at that time, like most students in that university, I thought my next destination will be somewhere in the US. But during the postgraduate program application period, for curiosity, I also applied for the, at that time, kind of mystery KAUST. Noticing my application, my PhD advisor, Professor Xing Gao, he called me overseas for more than 1 hour, persuading me to join his team. So eventually, I accepted the master to PhD offer. But honestly, before I came to KAUST, I thought of leaving KAUST with a master's degree and go to US after that. But after I really lived here and studied here for 1 year, I found that KAUST is really a great place to do research. And eventually, I decided to stay. In 2020, I graduated from KAUST with a PhD degree. During that time, despite the hiring freeze due to COVID, I was interviewed by several top universities globally for the faculty position, such as Georgia Tech, CUHK, TTIC, and some other universities. And also, I received the postdoc fellow offer from MIT. So eventually, I decided to take the offer from CUHK, being an assistant professor at the computer science and engineering department. So I essentially jump over the postdoc period. So 1 year later, the Forbes office contacted me, and in 2022, last year, I was listed in Forbes 30 under 30 Asia, considering my work in healthcare and science. Oh, by the way, I was young when I graduated from college. So I graduated from college when I was 20. I essentially received my PhD degree when I was 25. Essentially, before I came to KAUST, I was just an immature and unknown undergraduate student without too much academic training and feel uncertain of my future. But after I graduated from KAUST, I became a mature researcher, known by some people, and at least the people who know the least. I'm the guy who experienced the change, and I like to attribute all the recognitions that I have received in the past 2 years to KAUST. So KAUST is an excellent platform on which we can achieve our academic ambition. So during my PhD study here, thanks to my supervisor's connections, I participated in around 30 projects, leading around 15 of them. Some works were published in very well-recognized journals like Nature Family Journals. I received extensive training in almost all the aspects of bioinformatics, from sequence analysis to structure prediction, to functionalization, to disease diagnosis, to drug discovery, as well as drug resistance study. I handled almost all the data types you can think of, such as images, sequences, graphs, table data, and so on. Such extensive training greatly benefits my career development because I can recognize the promising projects to work on. I also benefited from the kind of collaborators inside KAUST. I collaborated with researchers from all the 3 divisions in KAUST, such as Professor Mo Li from BESE, Professor Shu Yusun from PSE, and all the other excellent researchers in our division, CMC. KAUST has a nice reputation worldwide, and thus I got a chance to collaborate with researchers globally, including people in the US, Hong Kong, mainland China, Europe, Japan, and so on. So I have extensively used the computational resources and the machines in KAUST, such as Shaheen-2, Ibex, Dragon, and also facilities in Colab, including the Cry-EM machine. I have also used the KAUST library resources extensively. So I'm the guy who's suggesting the library to subscribe to some very new journals, such as Natural Machine Intelligence and Natural Computational Science, which was just established a few years ago. I have benefited a lot from the graduate services. Before coming to KAUST, I was quite shy and even didn't know how to speak in public. I received help from the graduate service to improve my presentation skills, and also they helped me a lot in improving my CV and the application portfolio while I was looking for an academic job back in 2019. So I would say, without the connections and help from KAUST, I won't have achieved that much. So regarding the students who are still in KAUST, I have a few suggestions. Firstly, do communicate with your supervisor occasionally to make sure you two are on the same page so that he or she can help you identify the problems and help you improve yourself. Secondly, try to take full advantage of the connections and the potential collaborations set up in KAUST so that you can build up your brand and set up your reputation, which can help you attract more collaborations and more opportunities in the future. Also, KAUST has all the resources that a world-class university should have, such as the computational resources, world-class facilities, a rich library collection, and supportive people. So essentially now, I'm an assistant professor in another university, and I also visited MRT occasionally as a visiting assistant professor. In fact, I'm also going to visit MRT again during summer this year. So I can guarantee that KAUST has world-class facilities regarding research compared to all the other top universities. So please do use them. KAUST is a place with great work and life balance. While you're enjoying life here, don't forget to make full use of the world-class resources and opportunities here. So you will appreciate it, and you will appreciate your efforts after you leave KAUST in the future, hopefully as a cutting-edge researcher. Thank you very much for your attention, and I would say thank you, KAUST. Yeah, do you have any questions? No? Great.